So whatever does fall over the next 24 hours is going to be sticking around. You heard Chris talk about those temperatures. These low temperatures will be keeping most of that snow and slush from melting, which could mean trouble on the roads. Public Works departments across the area are working to stay ahead of this storm. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido live in Atlanta tonight after hearing from the Department of Transportation earlier this evening. So Angelina, what are they talking about? We expect them to start working on those roads again in the morning, right?
Yeah, Cody, I can actually tell you that they started the pre-treatment of these roads with brine, that water and salt mixture, last night in order to make sure that these roads here in Atlanta are prepared for whatever we might see when it comes to precipitation. It is the same miles away in Gwinnett County. They started last night as well in order to make sure that they're ready to go.
The weather's very unpredictable, but we're always ready.
Filling up trucks and getting materials in place.
Behind us is just some good old-fashioned salt. It's really the bread and butter to our operation. We use it for pre-treatment, and we also use it for our regular salting operation.
Atlanta's Department of Transportation sends out crews ahead of this weekend's winter storm.
We focus on our priority 1 and 2 routes, and what that does is it allows us to keep access to some of our key infrastructure, hospitals, fire stations, police precincts. And once we maintain that, we can have access throughout the city.
Walk me through the differences between preparing for a storm like this in comparison to the storm that we had last weekend.
This storm is a little different. This time when the precipitation is anticipated to come, road temperatures are going to be down, air temperature is going to be down. We got a little lucky last week when the precipitation came. Luckily, the road temps were a little warmer and the air temp was, so we anticipate any precip that we get, this time it'll stick.
2 to 6 inches of snow are expected across the metro. Miles away in Gwinnett County,
I need you to bring that same energy this weekend.
Chairwoman Nicole Love Hendrickson urges people to stay home again.
We're expecting extended sub-freezing temperatures and up to 6 inches of snow here in Gwinnett. And for comparison, the snow event last year that caused severe transportation issues was less than 2 inches.
Risks they're not taking lightly.
Once the snow starts falling in, we're going to plow the snow off the roadways, and then also we're going to spread salt and sand.
So these crews are really working around the clock to make sure that our communities and our roads are safe. Again, their shift started tonight at 8 p.m. They'll continue to work 12-hour shifts until this event is over. We're live tonight in Atlanta. Angelina Salcido, 11 Alive News.
And Georgia DOT crews are also out tonight treating roads ahead of this weekend's snow, and they say this storm will be very different from last week's ice. Of course, last weekend we saw the ice, but this time around it's a much different story. We're talking snow, which means DOT crews will be changing up their approach to clearing our highways, as Angelina just talked about. Crews are brining the roads right now, and as the snow starts to fall, you'll notice those large plow trucks up and down the interstates.
If we're out there working, snow is better than ice because you can plow it, but plowing is also very labor intensive because you can plow 200 miles of a route. Mother Nature's can cover that up right behind us. We have to re-plow back. So there's a lot of plowing and re-plowing that has to happen. It takes longer than brining.
Now, keep in mind, not all the lanes may be cleared. Crews will focus on what they describe as dedicated lanes, making sure while not all lanes are open, enough are to keep traffic moving. Well, Georgia Power has crews on standby as the storm moves across the region. The company posting this picture saying teams are rested and trucks restocked after last weekend's storm. Crews are monitoring the impact to the state and say they are ready to respond when needed. And with days of temperatures below freezing a top concern, pipes. 11 Alive's Molly Oakes takes a look at the top things you can do right now.
Well, you probably already know this one. Just drip your faucet, but turns out there's a couple of other things you can do right now to help protect your pipes.
You can slide it up over and tie it around.
Pipes bursting? Pricey. Protecting pipes? Pretty cheap.
You want to think about in freezing weather how water leaves your home. Those are the most vulnerable pipes. So those are the ones you want to focus your effort and money on.
First tip, protect any outside spigots.
And you'll wrap the rag itself around there with the tape.
Basically, make a jacket for it. You can use stuff you already have at home.
So anything waterproof and warm.
Like a rag in a plastic bag.
And the reason being that if a rag gets wet and then freezes around your pipe, it sort of defeats the purpose of keeping it warm in the first place, you can turn the water off and that will help with freezing.
Next, know where your water shutoffs are.
Both for your whole house in case of pipe bursts or for your individual outdoor spigots.
Finally, open your cabinets.
Keep the doors open and allow the warm air that is in the house to circulate under the plumbing.
But if you don't want your cabinets open, keep your faucets dripping. One more tip, go ahead and look up a plumber now. That way, in case something does happen, you already know who you're gonna call. Guys.